That's a big boy right there. That's a big boy. That fucking sound is back! What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the YouTube channel. My name is Cam. This is Zay, and we are here watching the penultimate episode of Season 5 of Game of Thrones, Episode 9, The Dance of Dragons. I'm super excited to get into this one, but before we do, if you guys like what you're watching, leave a like down below, subscribe to stay tuned for more. If you're not already, you can hit that bell notification button to be notified the next time we upload a new video. And also, if you want to watch a full-length reaction to this and the next 5 episodes, you can check that out on Patreon. With that being said, Zay, what do you remember from the previous episode?
Yeah, the most penultimate, non-penultimate episode I've seen. You know, we had the Battle of Hardhome, more like a slaughtering, as we were saying. It was just insane. I mean, episode before that, we had been talking about how we hadn't seen the White Walkers in a while, hadn't checked in on Jon. I got everything all wrapped up right there in one. You know, a lot of the wildlings weren't looking to partner with the crows, as they call them, and the White Walkers came. They broke into Hardhome. They slaughtered a lot of them, but a decent amount made it out. And we got to see also the power of the, I guess, sorcerer one that we had seen with the baby before. He basically he raised his arms like this. I thought he was just flexing on Jon, like, look at this, but then he raised he raised everyone that they killed as more of the undead. So that's going to serve as a problem, for sure. You know, Cersei's still locked in a prison cell. She's going through it. It's not looking well. It's not looking well for any of them, and she's going to have a trial as well. So it's not looking good for her. Jorah went back to the person that bought him from the slave ship, basically saying, you know, I'll fight because I know that the winner of this tournament fights in front of the queen after being banished by the queen, Tyrion being taken onto her council. I can only assume that Jorah is kind of doing his best to show his loyalty to her, to try to get a moment of time to explain everything, to no avail, as it seems. And Arya has been playing what appears to be the game of many faces. You know, she was talking to Jack and Hagar, giving him a story, not her own story, what seems to be a made-up story. And unlike the first time when she was telling her own story and, you know, she'd lie about certain parts, get smacked in the hand, she only got one part of it she lied about, and she got smacked in the hand. So, you know, is this part of the game, being able to adopt these identities that you create in order to get things done? We talked about the skinny man or the thin man, that it seems they're going to be poisoning, I guess, from that. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot to unravel with that. I hope we get to see more of that. I can only imagine what they have in store for this episode.
Yeah, well, that was a nice little recap, but with that being said, let's get into it. Silence.
I don't like what's going on with her, because like she just turned around like, ooh, what shit. The fuck?
Oh no.
No, not the horse, you asshole.
Put last night's guards in chains. Either they fell asleep or they conspired with the enemy. Find out the truth and then hang them.
Great.
Jesus Christ, that was crazy.
But if we can't march forward, then we won't march back.
He's
Davos is like, I have no fucking power over these women.
And
none.
Literally. Oh, 1-1.
Yes.
It's the only giant there? Damn, we need more.
There's only one.
There's only 1-1-1.
Do they let them in?
Dude, what if they betray them and like kill them? Thorne's not the leader. I'm anxious.
Open the gates.
All right.
Okay. Fuck you looking at, bitch. Yeah. Open the gates. Put some respect on John's name, baby. Ollie. It's like you actually did it. You actually brought them back. Like he didn't say it 6 times that he was going to do it.
I don't know if Ollie's too happy about that.
Of course he's not.
We had heard him have with Sam.
What's Dorne going to say, though? Prick almighty.
You have a good heart, Jon Snow.
Oh.
It'll get us all killed.
Oh. Alright, I guess I wasn't wrong. Dude, I really doubted myself for like 2 seconds. I was like, he's a prick, right? He said, you have a good heart.
Find some healthy horses and a few knights to guard you. I'm sending you back to Castle Black. Tell
Oh.
the Lord Commander his king commands him to send food, supplies, fresh horses.
The boy with a scroll could deliver this message.
And if Jon Snow refuses the boy with the scroll, what does the boy say? I didn't name you hand for your expertise in military matters. Ride for Castle Black. Don't come back empty-handed.
Yo, that was like, cut the bullshit, cut the fat. Let's just go. Like, just...
So Byron Swan wanted to kill the dragon Vega. He polished his shield for a week so that it was like a mirror. Then he crouched behind it and crept forward, hoping the dragon would only see its own reflection,
But the dragon saw a dumb man holding a mirrored shield.
and burnt him to a crisp.
That was anticlimactic. Also a dumb fucking strategy.
Yeah.
Yo, let me go out into the battle. Let me go out to like Iraq and polish a fucking shield.
Like it?
He's
Is that a
beautiful.
mirror?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. I'll be gone for a few days, Princess. I want to hear all about the Dance of Dragons when I'm back.
What a lovely dress.
You don't like it?
You must be cold.
Not at all. The Dornish climate agrees with me.
I love the like dad-esque.
Last meal before the beheading.
Oh, I can't behead you. Many in Dorne want war.
Oh, look, yo, her face is what the fuck?
Let us drink to Tommen, the first of his name, king of the
That's
Andals
crazy.
and the first men, lord of the Seven Kingdoms.
Might be
That's
the only one in this whole fucking show that doesn't want conflict.
might have been the only one that's cheered Tommen yet.
Ooh.
What a waste
King
of alcohol.
Tommen insists
Tyrion
on
would
his sister's
insist.
return to the capital.
Yeah, he'd be like, what the fuck?
I cannot disobey my king's command. She will return with you.
Dude, she's so mad.
My brother was named to the small council before his death. Your father understood the importance of keeping Dorne in the fold.
Dude, she...
Trystane will take his place on the small council.
You have my word.
Dude, she has the same face no matter who she's looking at.
You have no spine.
Oh, shut
You are
up.
mother to 4 of my nieces, girls I love very much. For their sake, I hope you live a long and happy life. Speak to me that way again, and you won't.
Yo, that was the first time he's like fought back.
May I
Well,
inquire
yeah.
as to the fate of my man, Bronn?
Prince Trystane must learn judgment if he's to rule one day. I'll let him decide.
Be a man.
I
Be a
have
man
learned
about
the
it.
value of mercy from my father. I'll set your man free.
You're a good man.
On one condition.
No dick. Chop the shit off. Oh.
Prince Trystane here is a man of mercy. He's agreed to grant you your freedom.
I'm glad to hear it.
There was one condition.
Oh, good God. What is it? Oh. That's awesome.
That's a fair condition.
I don't.
You need to be no one. You need to be
That's
no
Meryn
one.
Trant. He's on our list.
Yeah.
We are not gamblers here at the Iron Bank, Lord Tyrell.
You are the world's best gamblers. And all those bets you won built this.
It's pretty good. Must be a good better.
Too old.
Damn, dude. Imagine you were her. The fuck? I need more proactive.
Right, yeah.
Too old.
Her face,
Do you
bro.
have anybody that's 13? That's literally what he's aiming for.
All right, that should be fine.
Too old, no
Too
way.
old.
You have any that are learning the alphabet? It's
Oh my
literally what the fuck
gosh.
he's looking for.
I'll have one. Any vinegar?
Who let this girl in? Shoot, shoot!
He's like, no, wait, that was just my type.
Yeah.
That was the age I wanted. Look at him. Look at him. Oh my god.
Good.
Too old.
Oh my gosh, dude. Imagine. Imagine. I mean, this is already fucking terrible.
That's atrocious.
You'll have a fresh one for me tomorrow.
Of course.
Fucking disgusting.
Oh my god.
The thin man wasn't hungry today.
Girl has work to do.
She kind of lied.
Yeah?
Wear your allegiance to me now. Or you can die.
Oh.
I believe in second chances. I don't believe in third chances.
Wait. Bro, for 2 seconds I was like, is there something we don't know about? And he was gonna be like, well, this was your third chance. You must die here.
It's the story of the fight between Rhaenyra Targaryen and her half-brother the Dragon for control of the Seven Kingdoms. Both of them thought they belonged on the Iron Throne. Brothers fought brothers. Dragons fought dragons. By the time it was over, thousands were dead. And it was a disaster for the Targaryen as well.
It's great story time, kid.
If you'd had to choose between Rhaenyra and Aegon, who would you have chosen?
I wouldn't have chosen either. It's all the choosing sides that made everything so horrible.
Sometimes a person has to choose. The choice is no choice at all. He must fulfill his destiny, however much he may hate it.
It's all right, Father.
You don't even know what I'm talking about.
It doesn't matter. I want to help you.
You can't.
I'm the Princess Shireen of House Baratheon, and I'm your daughter.
Yeah, don't keep reminding him about that.
I know, right? He's like, I fucking know. Trust me, I know.
Forgive me.
Oh, no. You didn't do what I said you were gonna do, right? Come on, Stannis. You couldn't betray your own daughter? You couldn't betray your own daughter?
It's what the Lord wants. It's a good thing. A great thing.
That you may cleanse her with your fire, and that its light may lead our way.
Not to make a joke.
Oh, no.
But she did say, how can I help?
Lord of Light, show us the way.
Mother, please!
Just trying to take myself out of this.
I can't.
There's no other way. She's king's blood.
Lord of Light, protect us.
Please,
For the night is dark and full of terrors.
Father! Father, don't do this, please! Mother, no!
Yasha Berg, no offense, but Gendry's like, when Gendry, like, Gendry's like a bastard. I know, but they did at one point. Why they, like, in what order is this deciding? Sex, leeches, then fire? Like, how, what decides this order? The order, like, what's next?
Please, Mother, please!
Oh my gosh. It's just fucking terrible.
Certainly no applause and cheering from me, Stannis. I thought you used to love your kids, but you dropped down on my tier list. Characters. What is this, the Super Bowl? What's going on here? Such a cool stadium.
Oh, yeah. Pick one.
Strong.
Ohor, Jackie Azir, Ibelieben, Imachulen, Jackie Azus, Daris.
She's just like, all right.
Clap your hands.
Oh, it's just one. My bad. It's just one. If the big man loses, I'd be pissed.
Whenever I saw a beast like that one standing across from me, making his beast faces, I knew I could rest easy.
Okay.
I'm not mad.
You were right.
But what great thing has ever been accomplished without killing or cruelty? It's easy to confuse what is with what ought to be, especially when what is has worked out in your favor. I'm talking about the necessary conditions for greatness.
That is greatness.
That is a vital part of the great city of Mirin, which existed long before you or I, and will remain standing long after we have returned to the dirt. My father would have liked you.
One day your great city will return to the dirt as well.
At your command.
If need be.
Oh, shit.
And how many people will die to make this happen?
If it comes to that, they will have died for a good reason.
Those men think they're dying for a good reason.
Someone else's reason.
So your reasons are true and theirs are false. They don't know their own minds, but you do.
Well said. You're an eloquent man. In my experience, eloquent men are right. Every bit as often as imbeciles.
Everybody's like looks at her immediately. They're like, what does she think? Fight. Clap.
Oh, shit. You're just like someone in the stadium. Fuck yeah!
Let's go! Oh! Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Oh. She's immediately regretting this.
I think he's using one of those axe spears.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Axes? Oh. Jorah, you need it.
Ooh.
She's like, I need to see more.
He looks right at her. Ooh.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
You can end this. She cannot. You can.
No, you can't. Oh.
Got cocky.
Jorah, you're not doing well.
Well, I mean, he's a bit damaged.
He hasn't been doing well, period.
I would argue against that. Oh, shit.
I'd be like, stab him and stab the other dude in the head with the spear. Why are they all mad?
Maybe because he doesn't come from Marine, or maybe like you said, they don't think he was fighting as good. Oh shit.
Protect your queen!
Oh. Damn.
Part of me is... I wasn't expecting that death.
Part of you was wondering if he was involved?
No, actually, the other man, him, long hair. Because when he was saying, like, you should round up all the masters, this, that, and the other to get them killed. But then I'm like, he wouldn't kill his own men if he was, you know, part of it, so... Tyrion, step up! Yes!
Hey, there we go.
But some of them are wearing clothes like the masters and stuff, it seems like.
Well,
it's a mix.
Some of them are yeah, it is. It looks like a mix.
Drogon, come through and just...
Oh boy.
Drogon, we need a dragon. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on. Make a cameo. Dragon. Something. Dragon.
He's just accepting it.
Yes! Let's go. Kill them all. Every single one of them. Fucking eat them all. Except for Daenerys and a couple of the others. Yo, Tyrion's like, what the fuck again?
Look at that boy!
That's a big boy right there. That's a big boy.
That fucking sound is back! Oh! You fucked with the wrong queen today!
Oh. I got goosebumps from that. That was crazy. He's like, oh, mom?
Like, that fucking hurt! That's literally what he said.
Literally, there's like, oh, hi, mom. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to yell at you.
And the harpy said, fuck your moment.
What? Nah. She ain't gonna ride him, right?
Vla.
He's up! Yeah. Oh, wow. Look at that. Yeah, she said, peace.
Tyrion's like, what the fuck am I witnessing?
All right. That was Game of Thrones Season 5, Episode 9, The Dance of Dragons. Before we get into it, if you guys like what you're watching, leave a like down below. Subscribe to stay tuned for more. Plus, if you want to watch a full-length reaction to this and the next 5 episodes, you can check that out on Patreon. With that being said, Isaiah, what are your initial thoughts?
Come on, bro. That was dope. Are you?
What do you mean by you hate them?
I hate them because they just leads into, like, you know, the finales are like, they're cool, but they just, all they do usually is set up. And then it's like, I wait for the next penultimate because I'm dramatic. But like, I don't know, man. The pre-penultimate episode was crazy. The penultimate was crazy. I have high hopes for this finale. like I said, the season felt different, and so far
you've been
it's living
saying that
up
throughout
to
our
like
reactions.
this wild. Shit, I don't even know. I mean, I'm ready to get into the post episode commentary, but what the fuck? That was dope.
So you don't mean like you hate them, you mean
no,
like
not literally. Like
you
I hate
that
them.
they end, or
I hate that they end because it's like I could sit there and like watch. Like when you watch a penultimate, you're just like you want to sit there and just be like, guys, you don't understand how hard it is when we watch things like this. I like for me to make commentary, like I want to just sit there and just be like, and just no fucking commentary, but I know I have to speak.
Just
like,
so you guys know, sometimes when Isaiah might, if it doesn't seem like he's reacting, it's because he is reacting. He's speechless. He's not even
ridiculous. It happens with It happens with movies too. Like when we do movie reactions once in a while, then we get it cut it out for YouTube. But it's like sometimes we watch and we're like,
yeah, we're so immersed that it's like you almost forget there's a camera on you.
Yeah,
and like you just want to know what's happening. And I feel like I saw him like that once or twice during this episode. But with that being said, yeah, let's get straight into the Q&A. And we'll save the juicy stuff for the end. There's a lot of stuff that happened in this episode, though.
Yeah.
We had Jon come back to the wall finally with the wildlings, and they opened the gates, but it didn't look like the Men of the Night's Watch were very receptive to it. So what are your thoughts about the whole situation at the wall now that, you know, Jon is back and the wildlings are there and they're in there now? So
it didn't give us too much. It's what I expected kind of to happen, was that it was going to be a very not a very cold welcome, you know, people not too happy about it. You know, I mean, we'll see as it progresses with them being there. How do they assimilate in? You know, like I said, I've been saying it too throughout the whole thing with the idea that they might come back. I imagine there's going to be turmoil, disgruntlement, etc. amongst both groups, you know, amongst the wildlings, be like, why the fuck are we here? We should just stay north of the wall, versus, you know, the Men of the Watch, like, why are they here? Like, they don't deserve to be south of the wall, whatever. You know, at the end of the day, it's going to kind of fall on Jon to, again, step into that leadership role and be like, yo, like, it's for the greater good. I mean, granted, he tried it with the wildlings. It got through to some, but it really didn't get through until the White Walkers came. And then they were like, you're right, south of the wall it is. Fuck it. I'm swim across the water. So we'll see. I mean, I'm interested to see how the dynamic plays out. You know, I'm sure that it'll be a lot of talks between Tormund and Jon, kind of as like leaders of these two groups now, and, you know, trying to make the transition as easy as possible.
Well, we'll have to see how that plays out. Next, let's talk about Stannis. So Stannis this is an interesting situation here because he decided he's going to go with his destiny, and he burnt his daughter alive at the stake. Now, I'm curious about your thoughts on both him as a character now, because I know you mentioned something about that during the reaction, and also, how do you think this is going to affect things going forward? Do you think that this is going to shed a negative light on him by others, or do you think that this might somehow shed a positive light? Because as we've seen, the Lord of Light's magic, it's worked wonders for him so far, you know.
It
so
has,
but do you think that it's going to, again, what are your thoughts on that whole situation?
Here's the problem. The problem I have with him is that, you know, one, like I said, I was like, I think he's going to break. And he did. He bent. The problem is that, you know, even though you're going to show these people that you're leading, like, look at the magic of the Lord of Light, you know, this is, if I do this, you know, he's able to provide us XYZ. Some people are going to look at you like, yeah, but you are willing to kill your own daughter. Like, you're willing to step on your own family. Now, family is the closest thing you got. So if you're willing to do that, then it's like, well, what is he willing to do to me? If I, you know, if she said that, hey, if you sacrifice Cam, then you'll get a map to easy. Yeah. It's like, oh, okay. He's just going to do it. Like, cause he did it to his own daughter. So I imagine that it's going to create, again, issues. It seems like this is setting up some sort of, we're gonna get to see more of like the like non-combative issues within these camps, where it's like, disagreements amongst groups. Like, I would imagine there's gonna be people that are like, well, there was people, if you watch that scene back, there was people that were clearly distressed in that, like in the crowd, like you could see them like kind of reacting kind of weird. So we're seeing all this start to play out in these camps where it's people are unsatisfied with how stuff's getting ruled. Obviously you can't please everybody, and it's like the telltales, like, there's always going to be people that are upset with decisions being made. But yeah, Stannis, his saving grace for me originally was his love for his daughter, and then he straight up sacrificed her, man. If he doesn't win the war, then it's like he did it for nothing, which is crazy to me. Like, it's a big gamble at the end of the day. You just killed your daughter. Like, that's crazy.
Do you think it's going to pay off?
No, but I hope it does for him. I hope it does for his character's sake, but I don't think it's going to. I think
it could. I mean, we've seen it. We've seen the magic at
Here's the
work.
thing. It works, but it works in like significant ways, but in increments too. Like, I don't think that him doing that's going to guarantee him a victory in the war. I think it's going to get him maybe into a better positioning, but I think ultimately at the end, his victory is going to rely on him making the right play call. And, battle's battle. You can take out leaders and stuff, but if, someone steps up and they outmaneuver you, outplay you, like, you can't account for every variable. I'm nervous that he's going to fuck up.
Sir Davos has been extremely loyal to Stannis, loyal to a fault this whole entire journey that we've seen him on. The one true king. He always says it. He does what Stannis wants. But he had a relationship with Shireen, Stannis' daughter. First of all, do you think that Sir Davos will ever find this out? And if he doesn't, why would he not? And if he does, what do you think his reaction would be?
I'd be surprised if he doesn't find it out. And if he does find it out, I think that it's going to cause a huge issue. Whether he approaches Stannis about it or whether he leaves Stannis, maybe even abandons him. He's just like, I can't serve somebody that could do that to, again, your daughter. He was very close with her. So, I mean, you could even try to argue to a point where it was kind of like his own daughter. I mean, she was teaching him how to read, and not, it's kind of roles reversed, but he spends a lot of time with her. And to go away, and then the first thing that happens when you go away is is that she gets burnt at the stake. And if you find that out, if he finds that out while he's not, with him, in that type of sense, maybe he defects and goes somewhere else. I don't know where he'd go or like what, but someone with a lot of information, an advisor like that, it is a dangerous person to kind of fuck with. Not saying he did it intentionally, but
he's headed to the wall right now.
Right. So. Unintentionally though, like, you might create an enemy unintentionally, because he's gonna be like, well, how could you do that?
Maybe not. Maybe he never finds out. Maybe he does. We'll have to see. Next on the list, we've got Jaime and Bronn. They're in Dorne. It seems like all their matters have been resolved. Trystane and Marcella are going to go back with Jaime and Bronn to King's Landing, and Trystane will serve on the small council with Tommen. What are your thoughts on that whole situation? It seemed to have resolved pretty nicely. The Oberyn's widow basically has kneeled to the king, and everything looks good. How do you think Trystane's welcoming to King's Landing will be? How do you think that all will play out?
Sorry guys. I don't think that I think his welcoming to King's Landing won't be too harsh. I think it'll be harsh in, spots like with Cersei. I don't think she'll be too thrilled. But I also
can be anything right now.
Yeah, she really can't. However, I also don't think that Dorne is quite out of the woodworks with, I know Oberyn's widow kneeled and stuff. she's still pissed. Like, it doesn't, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she kneeled and whatever. She bowed because she was like, I'm not in a position to do anything. But mentally am keeping a tab on her because I'm like, that's, you still got her and her 3 loyal daughters that are still upset. Like, and they kind of abide by the mother's rule and, avenging the father's death. So you're not safe necessarily. The prince being is not necessarily safe. I think that I wouldn't be surprised if she tries to plot to kind of get rid of him and then maybe even tries to start a war. I wouldn't advise it against the Lannisters, but yeah, I think that the prince's welcome in King's Landing won't be anything too crazy. I guess, yeah, like you said, it's really, Cersei can't do much. So there's not many people that would have, I guess, a negative opinion on him arriving, most likely. But I think if Cersei got out, then it's going to prove interesting because she's not a fan of Dorne. And, she finally has her daughter back, but she's with a prince of Dorne that she wants to marry. She's in love with. And, it would be very, very interesting.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that plays out. Then we've got Arya. She was supposed to do her mission with the Thin Man, but she went off road. She took a detour because the man on her list, Sir Meryn Trant, showed up, and the monster, she found out, was a monster. And, she kind of lied to Jaqen and said, "Oh, the Thin Man wasn't hungry." La da 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 da.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about that whole situation and what the future of Arya may be now?
So it's interesting with the English too of how Jaqen always speaks to her. She wants to be nobody. He goes, the episode previous, he said she's not ready to be nobody. She wants to be somebody else. She's clearly still a little bit. I think that proved that she's still Arya to an extent, which
for sure.
And it makes sense too, showing that Jaqen can obviously observe and say you're not ready, because if she was nobody, she would have seen him and would have kept moving and did her mission, but she didn't. She saw Sir Meryn Trant and completely avoided her mission and then lied to Jaqen. I don't think that she lied successfully to Jaqen. I think Jaqen is too experienced and understands that. And maybe he's letting it slide because he wants to understand what she's going after. Maybe he understands maybe she's on a mission. I don't know. I'm sure that there's a part of Jaqen that's like, oh, he didn't eat. Right. He wasn't hungry today. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'll play along with this, kind of like a father, like a parent that's like, oh, so that's what happened. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll play along with it. But I think it'll end up serving to be a lesson as well. I think Jaqen will turn it into some sort of lesson where he kind of creates something for her, or she's going to learn some sort of lesson where she really does have to become a nobody. I mean, you can't be that attached. I know she has that hit list that she's trying to take out, but
that's Arya's hit list.
It's Arya's, yeah, and she wants to be nobody. But if you're gonna be nobody, that means that you don't have a hit list. Oh, you were the oyster clam and fucking cockle girl. So that's who you were that day. So yeah, it's interesting to see. It's cool to see her character developing. And it's cool that they're making it where it's like you almost thought like, holy shit, she's got it. Oh no, she doesn't have it. So right. I'm interested to see how she progresses, and does she become this cold-blooded, no alias type of person that's just of many faces.
Right. We'll have to see. Last but certainly not least, the fighting pits have gone to, I think it was the finale of the fighting pits, basically.
Yeah, I think so. I think that was supposed to be the finale.
Yeah, and Jorah is there, and he makes his way to the very end, and right when you think he's going to throw a spear at Dany, he throws a spear at a son of the Harpy. And a bunch of other sons of the Harpy come out of the woodworks and start murdering on a mass scale. This was pretty big. This was,
Huge.
We haven't seen them for a second, but eventually she took Jorah's hand and he helped defend her, but it didn't look good. Even the Unsullied were having issues in the fighting pits. So It looked like the end until fucking Drogon showed up. That music that played, and we just had a massacre. He was eating people, burning people, and eventually she rode him out of there. She said, "Peace, motherfucker," and she peaced out. She told her dragon valid, which was like fly.
Yeah, I assumed that was fly. That's what I figured it was too.
What are your thoughts on that whole situation? We got to see another instance where Drogon felt her being in trouble. We saw that happen once before. Remember, she was troubled on the roof, and Drogon showed up for a brief moment and left. So this was kind of like a payoff for that moment. You could say. So what are your thoughts on that whole situation?
So in regards to the Sons of the Harpy, I think that scene did a very good job in reinforcing the fact that you don't know who is part of the Sons of the Harpy. Those are people that were just in the crowd. Usually when we see Sons of the Harpy, they're coming out of these like corridors and like, all right, this is the attack. We were at a tournament. Jorah kills one, and then all of a sudden you look in the crowd and all these people have these masks on. And again, we can't identify them. They're a mix. They're shirtless. Some of them are wearing master's clothes. Who are these people? What is this faction? So they did a very good job of creating that suspense of you don't know when one of these people pop up. And they've only been able to capture one who got killed. So you haven't really been able to capture someone and really get questioning done. Question like, who are you? Why are you doing this? Who's leading, etc. So we're still in the freaking dark with it again, and we're approaching the end of the season. I don't think we're gonna get explanation next episode. Drogon appears. I mean, it's freaking dope as shit. Well, actually, let me not skip over Jorah. She finally takes Jorah's hand. That was huge, and I think she's finally starting to trust him, I guess, and maybe start to allow that trust to creep back in and understanding that yeah, he fucked up, but it's like he really might be loyal to me. It's a dangerous game because people are deceptive as shit. However, I do think Jorah is more pure at heart and that he really is trying to serve Dany, and it's not anything malicious. And it's like, I do want to serve you. I did fuck up, but I'll do whatever I can to prove to you my worth and to prove to you that I'm willing to serve you. And I think he did a very good job throughout that episode, kind of showing it from killing the Son of the Harpy to she took his hand, like you said, to defending her, to even when it looked like we're going to die. And then Drogon drops down. I imagine now that, she's able to, if she is able to start taming Drogon to a more, in a more extensive extent, then maybe she starts to release the other two, because the other two were trapped. Could you imagine if she had all three in those pits? All those dudes would have been fucked. Like every single one.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think she is getting a more aerial point of view and going to burn more of them? Do you think she's out of there? Do you think she's going to make a U-turn, or do you think she is going somewhere else? Do you think she has control over Drogon? We know she said fly, but we don't know if she's controlling him. So what are your thoughts on where that's going to take us?
I feel like the Sons of the Harpy kind of were dispersing because they were nervous about the dragon. I think they were kind of like, oh, fuck, like, all right, like, let's regroup, whatever. And I think that it also served as a moment for her to kind of test their bond, maybe. Once, like you had said before, the last time she was in distress, Drogon appeared. And that was for a brief moment. Again, she's in distress. It's really looking bad for her. He appears to protect her. And, you could say that her attempting to ride him and say, hey, let's fly, or whatever it means, and him doing it is like kind of her testing, like, how close is this relationship with Drogon and I? Because he's coming at my aid, like, when he senses I'm in danger now, and I don't think maybe she's trying to go for a more aerial view, which would be smart, because if she can get an aerial view of the city, is there a specific door or corridor that they're going in? Where are they heading? Like, when they disperse, are they all just dispersing into random houses? Are they all meeting in a location, like going to like some sort of tunnel that could lead to you finding the headquarters? I don't know. I imagine it's both strategic, but also emotional, like trying to see how our bond is. And, also like, well, where the fuck are these people going? Because they got to be going somewhere, right?
Yeah,
So
well, we'll have to see how that plays out. I just want to also talk about, like, man, if that was anybody else that pulled that spear out of out of Drogon,
dude, he would have bit them. He would have been like, "What the fuck?"
no, if that was anybody, that was an interesting moment too. I think what we saw there was this independence. I mean, Drogon really is the only dragon that got to leave and be independent and be its own creature. And you know, when it came back and she pulled that thorn, that spear out of him, you saw this wild instinct that almost took over. Like, I mean, it was,
and then calm down, like,
yeah.
oh, mom, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, this is gonna hurt. Like, babe, this is gonna hurt. Shink, and you're like, you're my mom. Like, you know, I'm not gonna hurt you. But it's like, yeah, I imagine if someone else tried to do that, they probably would have got fucking killed. Because he looked right. I was like, holy shit, he's gonna bite her fucking head off. I'm like, this is it.
How do you think that this Sons of the Harpy thing is going to be resolved? Because I know you said you don't think it's going to be resolved this season, but I mean, this is a fucking issue. Like, how is Dany going to rule multiple cities and towns if she can't fix this issue?
It's, you know, I think that I think that I think Tyrion's gonna assist in it, and that, like, his advisory and stuff, he's gonna kind of delegate a plan to be like, yo, this is how we're gonna sniff them out. And, you know, you have a pretty solid squad right now. You have Jorah, you have Jorah who can fight. You have Tyrion, who's relatively very smart and relatively militant. Not as good as Tywin, but he knows his way around, and he's smart. He knows how to, you know, navigate. Yeah, very clever. And so, you know, you got these two men that might be able to kind of come up with a plan. Like, this is how we're going to lure them out, how we're going to figure out where they're going. And it's interesting that you have this faction, the Son of the Harpies, that are a super big issue for Khaleesi, Daenerys, Dany, whatever you want to call her. And then in Marine, and then you also have the High Sparrow and all of his followers that are an issue in King's Landing. These two staples, these two powers that, you know, we're expecting to get engaged and fight for the Iron Throne, both have these factions that are kind of fucking shit up for them. And then you have Stannis. Stannis is dealing with winter, like just the winter. Like, he's dealing with the winter, and then you got, you know, the walls dealing with the White Walkers. So you have all these factions that are trying to secure and solidify their place and their power, and they're all running into these major issues that it's preventing them from progressing. More specifically, when it comes to the Iron Throne, Stannis, the winter, and all that type of shit. So, yeah, I don't know per se how they're gonna at least solve it. I imagine, though, like I said, if they wrote it like that, then when she flew up in that dragon, maybe she on Drogon, maybe she saw somewhere that they headed to, or like some door building that they went into that she's never seen before, never noticed before.
Can control Drogon like a plane, or do you think Drogon flies wherever the fuck Drogon wants to fly?
Not yet. I don't think she can control him like a plane yet. I think that she'll be able to. I just don't think that it's there yet. I think she'd tell him to fly, you know, and she wants him to land, he'll land, but I don't think she like, okay, for an example, like, I think if she flew up and, you know, Drogon's still hungry and like he saw a sheep over there and she's like, we need to follow these guys, he's gonna be like, well, I want the fucking sheep. he's gonna go cook it and eat it, you know what I'm saying? So,
well, there's only one way to find out, and that's to move on to the next episode. But for now, if you guys like what you're watching, leave a like down below, subscribe to stay tuned for more. If you're not already, you can hit that bell notification button to be notified the next time we upload a new video. And if you want to watch our full-length reaction to this and the next 5 episodes, you can check that out on Patreon. Hey, thanks for being here. If you're still here, you know, you're taking your time to listen to our discussion, and it means a lot, and I hope you're getting enjoyment out of it. But with that being said, Zay, I know you have a Twitch.
I do, yeah, I have a Twitch. So my stream Sunday through Friday, Tuesdays and Fridays are with Cam and some of our friends. Feel free to tune in, play a whole bunch of different games, GeoGuessr, freaking Spy Party, we like to play competitive stuff. And we wager on it too as well. Also have some follower goals I'm doing. So Amazon gift card giveaways as well. All that will be linked down in the description below, along my YouTube. Feel free to stop by, say hi. No spoilers. But yeah, Cam, I know you also have a Twitch as well.
Yep, Just Your Average Cam. Links in the description. You can check that out if you'd like. With that being said, thanks for being here. Thanks for being supporters. We'll see you on the next one, the finale.
Peace.
Peace.